Inside Michigan Football is presented by Meyer. Hi again, friends, and welcome to another edition of Inside Michigan Football. The Wolverines go to Nebraska on Saturday here at Memorial Stadium and come away with a 45-7 win. After the game, talking about it, what do we like the most? Just about everything.
Yeah, I like the dominance of both lines, offensively and defensively. And when you're talking about the Heat being one of the opponents today, I thought both sides of the ball handled it extremely well with rotating guys through.
This place can be a tough place to play, so you want to take the crowd out of it early. And the Wolverines on the opening drive started off with a little sleight of hand here, J.J. McCarthy on the zone read.
Yeah, and when you have that ability, in talking to some of those from Nebraska, they were really concerned about what they were going to do, how they were going to defend that, because the ball action is so good and the threat of J.J. running.
And Blake Corum got it going early with a 9-yard run here.
Yeah, Blake has been so good at being able to make guys miss, gain yards, and lower his head when he has to.
All right, later in that opening drive, 4th and 1, we go to Jansen Vision.
And I want you to watch the center on this play as well as the left guard. And I mentioned in the broadcast, but as soon as you see this defensive tackle here, he's shaded on the left side of Drake Nugent. As this play develops, I already said he pulls it out. Now he's going to punch this 3 technique, put him over on Trevor Keegan. Trevor Keegan's going to take this block over, and then Drake is going to come up here on this linebacker. And when he picks him off, it makes it easy opportunity for Blake Corum to pick up that first down.
Move the chains. Donovan Edwards got it going today a little bit here with an 8-yard run.
Yeah, a lot of opportunity. Donovan showed some patience today, showed some speed, showed some ability to make some guys miss.
And then the connection that has been good all year. Roman Wilson leads the country in touchdown receptions, and this might be his best catch of the year.
It was unbelievable. It was hard. It was really hard to see when it happened, because he pinned the ball against the Nebraska defender, went to the ground, and even when it was done, the ball was still behind the helmet of the Nebraska defender. It was an unbelievable catch. Concentration was outstanding.
All right, so Nebraska gets the football for the first time with Michigan up 7-0, and this is the second play. Braden McGregor gets the big paw up there, and that big athlete, 340 pounds.
And then some. I talked to Coach after the game, and one of the things he said was it felt like that ball was in the air forever. And there's Kenny G just waiting for it to come down. As soon as he did, boy, there were some bodies that were bouncing off him.
3 plays later, this is a 3rd and short. Kalel Mullings is really coming to his own. He's not going to get the carries that Hassan Haskins got, but this touchdown run reminiscent of a Hassan Haskins power run linebacker turned running back.
Yeah, power runner. He breaks through. Arm tackles aren't going to take him down. And then when he gets in the open field, he's got the speed to break away.
All right, so 14-0 Michigan early on, and the Wolverines have effectively silenced the crowd, but they got going here on this Billy Kemp over the middle 34-yarder.
Yeah, and I mean, anytime you see this, you know that this team is going to make some things happen here and there. You got to iron some things out, make sure that doesn't happen against better teams.
Well, that leads to this 4th and 1, and again, a big momentum shifter early in the game as Michigan's defense gets the stop.
You watch the big bodies on the inside. There's over 1,000 pounds of defensive linemen there, stuffing the inside of that offensive line, standing up that offensive line, and then you get the linebackers coming in and cleaning things up. So
the Wolverines get the stop. We move ahead to the second quarter, and this is A.J. Barner. Little flip here from J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah, and when you watch this play, it's so much fun because it's that read option. They think J.J. is going to keep it, but then all of a sudden A.J. Barner is just in front of him, so he flips it to him. A great twist to one of their very successful plays.
Sharon Moore says the team gets excited about trick plays. Here a flea flicker over the middle to Cornelius Johnson.
Yeah, this one happens pretty quick, and when you have JJ sitting back there, the deep route's not there, but be able to throw it the where he does, and Cornelius made some great plays, some great catches.
Donovan Edwards with a 9-yard run here.
Again, another physical power run by Donovan. It's nice to see him get things going.
And that sets up another Michigan touchdown. We go to Jansen Vision.
Yeah, and this one's a lot of fun to watch because I want you to watch everybody from this linebacker, the linebacker and defensive lineman here, as well as this one. They're going to end up bringing this whole defensive side this way, leaving basically only one defender on this side. And as soon as JJ, his vision is downfield, he sees that lane open up right there. There is absolutely nothing to stop them. So they bring everybody here. You can see everybody here. All of a sudden, there's one guy to beat. You're in man coverage. Everybody's singled up. And then as soon as they break free, there's no one to stop JJ. JJ sees it. No one's got an eye on him, and all of a sudden, JJ's running in. It looks like an easy touchdown, but great recognition by JJ.
That made it 21-0. It's a 4-minute drill here. Michigan 2nd and 13 late in the first half. JJ finds Cornelius Johnson.
Yeah, and to be able to put together a very methodical drive at the end of the first half is something that this team really needed to put Nebraska away.
They'd get the first down. Here's Blake Corum weaving through traffic. This is vintage Blake Corum.
It is.
And then JJ finds Roman Wilson eventually on this one for a gainer and a play that looked like it was doomed.
Yeah, I mean, Roman Wilson's ability to extend plays and be able to follow the quarterback is, like, they've got a really good connection right now.
And here's Kalel Mullings again with some good running, and that sets up this. Watch JJ running all over Lincoln before finding Roman Wilson in the back of the end zone.
He does a great job of understanding, hey, there's a little bit of pressure. I'm going to roll left outside the pocket. Roman Wilson sees that. What does he do? He goes the same direction that the quarterback is, eventually comes open, and JJ throws a strike. And it's really hard for a quarterback who's right-handed running to his left to make a throw like this. He's just showing off not only his mobility, but his arm strength.
So it was 28-0 at the half. You knew Nebraska would come out and try and counterpunch to start the second half. We'll have highlights from half number 2 when we continue on Inside Michigan Football.
We took this challenge as a road game as any other game, and it was just amazing to see us execute on all 3 phases, and especially, you know, the 2s and 3s getting in there, and there was no drop-off, so it was great to see that. But, yeah, great team win.
We got the best offensive line in the country. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about that. And, you know, against the best run defense in the country, able to just pound the ball down their throats over and over and over again. I mean, you know, we aren't able to do what we're able to do without those guys, so it's always thanks to those guys.
Just a correlation of, you know, how we practiced and how we prepared, and all 5 guys, you know, even the tight ends and backs, you know, we're all on the same page. And it was just cool to see things click, and it was cool to get our first road W, so it was awesome.
Inside Michigan Football is brought to you by Meijer, presenting sponsor of the 2023 Michigan football season and proud supporter of thousands of local sports teams across the Midwest. JJ's going to fire to the end zone. Roman Wilson's there. He goes up. He's got it. Touchdown, Wolverines.
He's one of those guys where I feel like I could close my eyes and throw it up, and he's going to come down with it. So it's, you know, every scramble drill, I see him just open free. So it's amazing to see him finish those plays, too.
Back on Inside Michigan Football, the Wolverines victorious in Lincoln. Now let's go right to the second half highlights. Nebraska, big gainer. They're knocking on the door, and they run option, and we go to Jansen Vision.
And I wish I had done this in the first half, because there was one where they ran the option, the quarterback kept it, Michigan's defense played it to a T. They do the same thing here. I want you to watch Jalen Harrell right now and his eyes on the quarterback. He does a great job of stringing this play out. As he does, you're going to watch the quarterback here. As soon as Jalen Harrell, he commits to the quarterback. That's his responsibility, but I want you to watch everybody else. You got somebody here that's beating a defender, you got another one beating a defender, and you've got another guy here in Will Johnson that has his eyes in the backfield, ready to come up as well and support. And as soon as they do, it's a host of Michigan tacklers. Mike Barrett ends up, you know, getting this ball out. And unfortunately, we talked about them wanting to be able to force fumbles. This one, they got the ball on the ground. Nebraska actually gained yardage, but it was a great way to show how you beat the option.
So the Wolverines, that would actually lead to a missed field goal. The Wolverines then, this is a 3rd and 10. Nebraska's still in this thing. How about Colston Loveland, yards after catch to move the chains?
Yeah, he knew exactly where he needed to go to get a first down. He gets the ball, and the response of defense, big play, force a field goal, it's missed. The offense coming back and being able to extend drives by picking up first downs like this.
Darius Clemens, he's back, he's healthy. Jim told you this week he's got that burst back, and he shows it here on this pass over the middle.
Yeah, I tell you what, Darius Clemens is going to be, he might be that another guy that, because he is back, we saw Peyton O'Leary later in the game, we'll talk about him in a moment, but you had a number of guys step up who say, hey, we want to be that 3rd or 4th target.
Then Blake Corum puts his helmet down and runs the guy over. Little guy, tons of strength. And then later, this play just opens up down the middle for Blake Corum.
Yeah, anytime you get him in the open field, I mean, it is dangerous. And It's always an impressive thing when a defender actually does stop them in the open field.
All right, we go to Jansen Vision for this next play.
Yeah, and this one is Roman Wilson coming across the formation. Here's what I want to show you. Roman Wilson starts out here on the line of scrimmage. You wouldn't think a guy that starts on the line of scrimmage is able to come across behind the line of scrimmage and take the handoff, but he does. And what this allows the defense to do is everybody right now is all focused on, hey, the momentum is all coming this way. Roman Wilson's going to bubble around just a little bit, come free out here, and as everybody is following where this offense is going, running back is coming over here as well, everybody follows this way, Roman Wilson's able to sneak out right over here, no one around him, and he does a great job of getting up the field and getting out of bounds. Doesn't need to take a hit there. He knows his offensive line. The offense is going to pick up a first down.
That set up a Blake Corum touchdown run. Michigan led it 35-0. The defense forced another 3 and out. Now here's Jack Tuttle in the game, finding that guy, Darius Clemens, again on 2nd and 8 to get a first down.
Yeah, it was great to see Jack Tuttle back in the game. Took a cheap shot a couple of weeks ago, back in the game, and to be able to put together a drive and the command of the offense, I thought was impressive. Yeah.
That sets up a Michigan field goal. The Wolverines led it 38-0. All right, ensuing kick. Christian Boivin with the big-time hit. This got the Michigan sideline jacked.
Oh, it is. And, I mean, you have a potential on kickoff coverage to have some big hits, but you rarely see a form tackle like this. Their returner ran into a brick wall, and it was Christian Boivin.
Later, here is the Wolverines with a sack and a fumble. This is Derek Moore in the backfield. And then the same drive, a 4th down, Josiah Stewart comes up with a sack. Michigan, a relentless pass rush.
And you can see both of these guys, their ability to get to the edge, the ability to use their hands to knock down the hands of the offensive tackle, rip through and get to the quarterback it's impressive, and they're doing it with really good speed.
Cool to see Leon Franklin get in the game, a 6-yard carry here.
Yeah, I think it was 9 different ball carriers in this game. Now, it includes some of the quarterbacks, but you spread the ball around. It's nice to see some of those guys get in there.
And then Jaden Denegal to Peyton O'Leary in the end zone. Touchdown at Michigan. They led it 45-0.
Peyton O'Leary has fought through some injuries here in the earliest part of the season. We all thought coming in he was going to be one of those guys that they were going to utilize as a wide receiver. Glad to see he's back. Glad to see him get in the end zone.
Wolverines give up a meaningless touchdown late, and Michigan improves to 5-0. We'll go into the Michigan locker room and hear from the head coach, Jim Harbaugh, and a little bit later, great town, great stadium, great fans, and John thinks some great food. This is Inside Michigan Football. Our conversation with the coach is brought to you by Meijer.
I heard the victors, but I heard something else. What was going on in the locker room?
Just came to me that we ought to sing for He's a Jolly Good Fellow to Kenneth Grant for that amazing play that he made. We probably should have sung one for Roman Wilson. He had an incredible play too. But that ball, KG, that tip ball, I mean, that thing was up in the air forever, it seemed like. And for him to find it, catch it, and then hold on to it, I mean, what a way to start a ball game. So, yeah, first time I've ever asked the team to sing for He's a Jolly Good Fellow. It just came over us, and guys liked it, though. I think it's a keeper.
I've talked about wanting to start fast. You start in the first 5 minutes, and you get 2 scores, but Roman Wilson, how good has he been? He leads the country in touchdowns by a wide receiver.
He's been incredible. He's been practicing great. He's been playing great. I saw the play, but the guys upstairs were telling me about it on the replay. Got it off his back, and and able to get his feet in as he's getting tackled, out of the end zone. That was just a great way to start a football game. That nice long drive, and then we played consistently good throughout the game. I mean, our guys were really focused on their football. They knew this was an important task, critical as it gets, and they got it done.
No penalties on the road in an environment like this. I know you guys took the crowd out of the game at some point, but that's an impressive mark.
Yeah, somebody said it was the first time in Michigan since 1980 that great discipline, great focus. I mean, really asked them to do that and focus on their football in that way, and their technique and their ball security, which was no turnovers. Just every facet of the game, it was really thorough, offensively, defensively, and special teams.
249 yards on the ground. I think that speaks wonders to what you saw from your offensive line.
Yeah, another really good performance by the offensive line. They played great, and super happy for the backups too. I mean, whether it was the 4 quarterbacks that went in, I thought they all played extremely well. JJ had another great game, one of his best. And then offensive line, Gio goes in. Trente, I thought, had a really good game. Ladarius, Miles, everybody played well. Drake Nugent had a great game. It was hot out there. You got to battle your opponent, then you got to battle the fans. It's a tremendous environment, very loud here, and the elements, the weather. So when you come away with that, feel like you played as well as possibly can play. That was really good. You feel good about yourself. So go back, rest, repair, and get ready for the next one.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks, John.
Our Elro Steel Man of the Week is actually plural. We're talking about the defense. Michigan held the Big Ten's #1 rushing attack to 106 yards, 148 under their season average, and they were 5 minutes from handing Nebraska its first shutout loss at home since 1968.
We pride ourselves on our toughness and all that, so being able to hold them to that was really exciting. The D-line prides themselves on the run stopping, and getting after the quarterback, so I think we had a good day as a D-line, as a whole defense.
Tell me about the interception.
It was pretty crazy. I looked up and the ball was right there, and I just went up and got it.
Have you ever had an interception before?
I think in high school I have, but not in college.
First away game is a statement game. As Coach Harbaugh says, that 5th game is a roll. Now we're on a roll. Now we got to keep rolling and keep going. Our expectations stay the same week by week.
And it's about time we start paying more attention to this Big Ten winning streak. It's now at 17 games, just 2 shy of the program record set from 1990 to 1992. For Inside Michigan Football, I'm Ed Kingerski.
So the Wolverines get the win. It's on to Minnesota. Another road trip. They passed their first road trip test today for sure.
Yeah, and this is going to be a night game on the road. So there's going to be a number of new factors. The things that we know about Minnesota as a program, generally they're big up front. They like to run the football. They're a physical team. PJ Fleck, a lot of energy on the sideline. So it'll be a good challenge for Michigan.
And you got to like quick starts, take the fans out of it, and that's what happened in Lincoln.
Yeah, if you could start off within about 6 minutes and be up 14-0, I'll take that every game.
All right, so we like to sample food from around the Big Ten. There was no shortage of it available for John. We will get to that next on Inside Michigan Football. Inside Michigan Football is brought to you by Meijer, presenting sponsor of the 2023 Michigan football season and proud supporter of thousands of local sports teams across the Midwest. Back here on Inside Michigan Football as we wrap up another show, as we like to do when we travel around the Big Ten. Local favorites from the deli or the donut shop, and John Jansen should be the man in charge and is the man in charge of sampling the local favorites.
Well, we were given a couple of options, and we start with our main course, which is here in Lincoln, Nebraska. They have the Runza, and I'm not really sure what's in the Runza.
But you're going to eat it
but
anyway?
I'm going to give it a shot. I've been told it's good, so just to give you an idea, it looks like a hot dog bun. And honestly, it looks like a big donut.
It doesn't? Okay.
All right. So you've got roast beef in there, and it looks like onions and some type of vegetable. So, we'll see.
You'll try it anyway?
We'll try it anyway, even though there's a vegetable in there.
Okay.
No.
And we a fan of the Runza?
Yeah, the Runza's not bad. Little bready.
Little bready.
A little starchy, but that's okay.
Okay, well, I will pass.
All right, yeah. Well, the vegetable, you'd like that, but you'd have to sift through the meat.
I'm going to take a look at this.
Yeah. So then we've got our dessert, which is the Hertz Donuts. And I'm not sure who the marketing genius was that put a Band-Aid on a donut. Doesn't always, I don't think, be a huge sell, but we have 3 different kinds. We have the non-Doug Carr special, which would have bacon, the maple bacon bar. Mm-hmm. We've got a football that I've been told that has cream cheese in the middle.
But no bacon?
No bacon on that one, although it's kind of running all over the place. And then we have a, I'm not sure what you call this. Oh, we have a red velvet cake with cream cheese on the top. So as I like to do, I tried as best as I could to not partake of this before, which I didn't take a bite out of it.
He carried this over from the hotel all the way to the stadium.
There was more
willpower.
There was more bacon on top, but I did have to take a couple of bites of bacon. So who doesn't love maple and bacon? So we'll try this one out first.
There you go. And?
It was good.
No way. Okay, I feel like the challenge now is for next week. Minnesota has to top the Runza and the bacon-covered donut. We'll see what the town of Minneapolis and St. Paul and Minnesota has to offer next week here on Inside Michigan Football.